Joe here from XFoxGames. We have the Nerf Ultra Speed. This is kind of the latest blaster in the Nerf Ultra line, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's on the same kind of line as the Focus and the Strike. I believe the Speed series is going to be similar to this, where they shoot really fast, or so they say. Roughly about 7 darts a second, which I mean is respectable, right? As long as the motors can keep up, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, right out of the gate, guys, this thing is pricey. Roughly about $70 to $75, at least here in Washington. And then one of the things about this is it uses 6C batteries. Oh my gosh, who has 6C batteries laying around anymore? So you're gonna have to buy some of those. Typically, those will come in a 6 or a 12 pack. Most likely, you'll buy the 12 pack for another 15 to 20 bucks. And this thing is pushing upwards of $100. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that, you know, that Hasbro and Nerf come out with some type of battery pack for these type of blasters, because these double C's, 6Ds, oh my gosh, like who even uses those anymore? Just get a battery pack that we can buy and swap those across the different blasters. That would be going in the right direction. I honestly almost don't even want to purchase a blaster that takes 6Ds or 6C batteries anymore, let alone double A's. You know, battery packs are kind of the way to go, I feel like, anyways. But the Speed, nonetheless, it looks cool. I, again, think it's a mixture between the Ultra and kind of like the Strike. It's kind of like got the front of the Ultra or the Focus, then it kind of got like the back, kind of like a Strike. But let's take a look at the box. When I noticed this at my Target, I noticed it right away. I was like, oh yeah, this is the blaster that I've been looking at for months, being hyped online about, you know, this is going to be sweet, can't wait to get it, things like that, all that stuff that you see. So the box, yeah. I swear there was another, I don't know, maybe it was the first article that I read about this where it said it would shoot like 12 darts a second, but on the box, it's 7, which is about more reasonable. 12, I was like, ooh, that's fast. I mean, I was like, what are they got to pack something in here different than what they do. The magazines with this. So this does come with 2 magazines. Now, currently, these magazines only fit the Speed. I assume these will fit other blasters in the Speed line whenever they come out, but you'll notice that they use, or they have kind of a different lip to the front of them, very similar to how like a Rival magazine is, where you kind of push them in and you have that clip that kind of holds it, but once it's slid in, the clip is let go, and then the pressure is let up until you shoot. So, you know, you could essentially load everything in here, hold down the clip, and all the darts would come flying out. I tried putting this inside, you know, a Focus and my Strike. They just don't work. It's just not gonna work. I even tried the magazine from the Focus on the Speed, and for the most part, it'll go in there, but it's not gonna stay because, again, it's completely different. So I do envision that these will work on other blasters whenever they come out in the Speed line. But yeah, I still think they look cool. They're kind of this like reddish, translucent reddish with this kind of black back. And then on the bottom, they do have kind of these rubber pads, so if they were to drop, at least it would hit that, I guess, which is kind of nice. And again, it comes with 2. I'm glad it came with 2. The darts that come along with this are the standard, you know, the darts that we see that come along with kind of the Ultra line. And for the most part, they shoot great. I think they shoot better than some of the original stuff, so I have no complaints there, and they do give you enough to fill both mags. With this, you only have, well, you only have really the one Picatinny rail, but it is quite substantial in the top. It does kind of double as a carry kind of handle on the top with those underlining kind of little finger positions there. But yeah, kind of like a carry handle. You're probably going to need it because this thing, again, is heavy. Man, for me, I'm just like walking around and going, man, I don't even know if I want to run around 15 minutes with this thing. It's heavy with all those D batteries back there. It just makes it back heavy. So I don't know. A battery pack would definitely lighten this thing up, and I can envision doing it. But it looks like the battery tray in there is kind of molded into plastic, so I could easily cut that thing out and put this thing on like a, you know, a LiPo battery or something like that. Because man, with those C batteries, oof, I wouldn't even want younger kids to kind of use this. I mean, other than that, let's just get out to the range and shoot this thing. So here's another one of my big gripes. I hate to sit here and be like, oh gosh, the price and the C batteries and this. You know, if you let this thing rev all the way up and shoot, okay, it shoots decent. You can do 3-round or 2-round bursts if your trigger finger can, you know, work that. Sure, those are good, but full auto is a complete nightmare on this thing. I mean, the drop down in the motors, I'm only about 20 to 25 feet away from my fence, and you could see the drop down. It is substantial. Sure, you're gonna shoot 7 darts a second, but is your 6th and 7th dart, 8th, 9th, 10th, is it even gonna reach the target? You could almost throw an ultra dart faster than some of the, you know, after about 4 or 5 shots on full auto, it's dropping. You can almost throw one of these even farther, and that just really disappoints me with how much I paid for this and the hype around the quote-unquote speed line. But you can see here, single was good, full auto was horrible. I tried doing a little bit of burst here, so 3-shot was really good. And the 3-shot was actually quite accurate. You can kind of see that. It was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, FPS is great. The ramp-up time on the motors we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, it is your classic, you know, ultra performance that we see. I personally would probably I'd use the strike or the focus over this. I mean, save yourself some money and go with 2 focuses instead of, you know, this, or get a focus and a strike for the cost of this. So go back and watch that more if you guys want to. This leads me to one big thing here is the ramp up of the motors. So, you know, when you hold the rev trigger here, I mean, you're talking, let's see, 3 seconds, somewhere right in there to really get to the top, maybe 3.5. That is so slow in today's, you know, standards. And I get it. We're spoiled with 3D printed models and, you know, everybody able to make custom and bring something from an idea to an actual blaster quick. And I know during the marketing process and during the design process, you know, Hasbro and Nerf probably created this thing a year and a half ago, maybe even longer. And, you know, right now they're seeing what everybody is doing and making blasters for a year and a half down the road. But by then, who knows what we're looking at? For me, the ramp up time is just, it's not enough. We need to be quick and fast, you know, ramp it up so we can shoot and get things downstream. But man, the motors just can't even keep up as well. I would like to assume that somebody did test this thing on full auto when they were, you know, designing this thing. They had to have noticed that the kind of ramp down in motor performance as you're going full auto. It's a speed. You're supposed to be able to shoot fast, right? You want to rip off a whole clip if you got it. But if I can throw a dart farther than the last 5 shots, what is the point? Man, I really wanted to like this, guys. I really, really wanted to like this thing, but I knew once I looked at the box and once I opened, I was like, oh man, the 6Cs. I was like, okay, I'm probably never going to use this thing again. It's just, I just don't like buying batteries, and I get it. Some of you guys are like, yeah, buy some rechargeables. But the thing is the amount of times that you would use this comparison to you buying $45 rechargeable C batteries, it's just not, it doesn't make any sense to me. I wish it had quicker ramp up speed. I wish the motors could actually keep up with dumping a whole mag. Do I like the look? Yes. Do I like all this stuff on it? Yeah, it looks great. I think it looks really, really cool, definitely moddable, but I just wish that the price that I spent on this and the price to maintain this would somehow outweigh the performance deficits on here. But who knows? Who knows what else is going to come out in the speed line? I just need stronger motors in here. It needs to fire that consistent thing for this amount of price. But yeah, again, I didn't want to make a rant video. I got to tell it like it is, guys, that I don't know. I feel like if anybody is saying, oh yeah, pick this thing up, it is great. Whew. I got to watch your video 5 or 6 times because I want to know exactly why you want someone to pick this up for the price that it is, for the price to maintain C batteries. Tell me how you're going to fix that drop in rate. Sure, if you're going to shoot solo, fine, shoot solo or shoot single shots. Okay, great. But it's a speed. You're supposed to be able to dump that mag, and the last half of the 50 shots out of the mag, you can just throw the darts better. So, man, I really, really wanted to love this thing. I say for now, save your money. Don't even get this thing. Pick up an amped, pick up a select. I got a select right here, or pick up a strike. Sorry. Well, select is good, but the strike is also good. Yeah, save yourself some money and get one of these, and just, you know, I don't know. But that is my 2 cents, guys. I just want to tell you guys how it is because I am just utterly disappointed in the price that I paid and the performance that came out of this thing. I just can't recommend it currently, but who knows? Maybe they're going to come out with another speed that fixes all these issues, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, if you guys are going to pick this thing up or you guys are going to stick with the Focus. But yeah, for now, I would say not get it. It is what it is, right? Anyways, have a good one, Fox fans.